Hey, St. Luke's friends, I hope to see you this coming Sunday morning as we wrap up a rich time of listening to hymns that preach the Word of God with the climactic episode of this series, Amazing Grace. Come join me and listen to the choir sing arrangements of one of our favorite songs in a variety of settings. And let your ears and heart be filled with the goodness of God's gracious mercy. Now, for a brief reflection on where St. Luke's Presbyterian Church is and is about to head generally. And we all know and feel that one of the defining and challenging characteristics of this time that we're living in is uncertainty. We're not certain about what's happening or where it's all going. It's been true for many of us individually, us collectively as a society, and for us as a church family. We don't know exactly what's happening or where exactly it's all going. And well, the Bible and the history of our faith, of course, are full of reflections about that very kind of experience. The Apostle Paul writes from prison to the churches in Philippi. There's never been the slightest doubt in my mind that the God who started this great work in you would keep at it and bring it to a flourishing. Paul believed that the Spirit of God was at work in the people of faith despite the threatening times they were then living in. Now, there are, of course, some things about uncertainty that are scary, but there are others that are full of hope and opportunity, the kind about which Paul was preaching to the church. A Nobel Prize-winning chemist named Ilya Prigogine once said, "The future is uncertain, but this uncertainty is also at the very heart of human imagination. Scientists study the truth as it appears, and skilled observers have found that times of uncertainty can also be the breeding ground of the imagination. And what's more, imagination is what leads to renewal and even innovation." The great physicist we have all come to know and love, Albert Einstein, also has said about imagination. He said, "Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions." So uncertainty is ripe for the imagination by which we can even catch glimpses of the future. In our uncertainty at St. Luke's, we're entering into inspiring times, the sort of which these scientists tease out for us. And we want to make sure that you take part in the inspiring times that we are entering into. So starting on October 23rd and 24th, hopefully you've heard about, we will begin a process of guided reflection with the help of Ministry Architects, a renowned consulting firm that will gather groups of St. Luke's Presbyterians at various times, and you can see the announcement in newsletter communications and attached to this email for the details about those group gatherings. But those gatherings will be for the purpose of talking about youth ministry, what we've loved about it here at St. Luke's, and what we yet imagine for it in the future. And then from October 31st to November 14th, we'll be focusing on our commitment season to the year 2022 in the life of our beloved church, responding to God's grace with our gratitude and generosity. And then at the end of that commitment season, when we will celebrate the commitments we begin making to the next year in our life, we will also, following worship, have a congregational meeting to elect members of the next associate pastor nominating committee in the life of the church, which will, on our behalf, seek and find the next pastor in our midst. So this time of uncertainty, while it has its challenges, is also set in the way our life is about to unfold. It's set to spark our imaginations and bring about life's next coming attractions for our church, for our youth ministry, and for the community we're helping build here. So make sure you're along for this inspired ride. From his confinement in the middle of his own uncertainty, Paul continued to the Philippian churches. He said, "So this is my prayer, that your love will flourish appropriately. You need to use your head and test your feelings so that your love is sincere and intelligent, that you will live a lover's life, exemplary, bountiful in fruits from the soul, making Christ attractive to all who know you, getting everyone involved in the glory and praise of God. This is Paul's prayer for the church that continues across time and comes to us too, just in time for our exciting next steps. Peace be with you. Hope to see you Sunday.